Hi guys, welcome back to SyokimauFM.Africa on another video on mental health. And kama kawaida, we're here with Isaac Barasa. Welcome, Isaac.
Thank you so much for having me.
And today we'll be talking about addictions. So we can maybe Isaac can start by telling us what's your definition of addiction.
You know, every time when we talk about addiction, um, people think of one or two, three habits. Maybe drinking, maybe smoking. But you see, in addiction is all a wide subject in itself because we have positive addictions and then we have negative addictions. So it is the habits or things that we develop that push us to behave or want to do things in a different way. That's from my viewpoint.
So there clearly seems to be a thin line between addiction and habits. So could you have a habit that's still an addiction?
Habits you develop, and then when you develop a habit, then you can't do without that habit, and it turns out to be an addiction.
Addiction.
Yes.
So you said there are positive addictions and negative ones. So what are some of the most common addictions, both positive and negative?
I start from where now? Let me start with the bad one or the good one?
Let's start with the bad one.
The bad one.
Yeah.
Okay. What is so common in the society is we have addictions like drug addiction. We have people who are addicted to alcohol, drinking addiction. We have what's also coming up since we have access to internet so much, like we have pornographic addictions, and then there are so several guys who are, if you are doing smoking, becomes. But now, if you look at it, those are negative ones, huh? Just a few among the negative ones. But we have positive addictions, like you're addicted to exercising, which is very good for your mental health and your health generally. We have things like you love reading, you get addicted to reading. That is a good addiction because you want to get knowledge. Okay, we have addiction like let me say what you at work you want to at your work you want to get the results, okay, positive results, so you want to work on that thing or on that assignment that you have until you get that positive result. See, that's addiction, but in a positive way.
But then they say that too much of everything is poisonous, yes?
Of course.
So in as much as you have this positive addiction, like say going to the gym, it's a positive thing. The results that come out of it are positive ones. But then when you overindulge in it, I'd say the results now become negative because you can push your body too hard to the point where you probably break muscles or something. So
That's true. We see when let me use that one when you over exercise, it can affect even your own immune system, because when you overwork your muscles, you overwork your organs, it's not good. That's why you need like to have a program. Like, I'm working on Monday, on Wednesday, Saturday. Your body needs rest also, so you don't have to overwork. It's not a stone or an object or let me say tumor that will not feel the pressure. So you need to rest. You need to work according to um, not to overindulge. Let me say so.
So since we're talking about mental health, I think we'll focus more on the negative addictions. So could you share a personal experience with a negative addiction?
Yes, I would say for me personally, I would say drinking too much. Yeah, I did want to. If you would have called me a drunkard by that time, I would feel bad. But I was overdoing it. You see, when you are overdoing something, it's like when you're overeating and someone tells you, you are becoming a glutton. You might feel like it's a
It's an
it's an
insult.
insult, huh? But that's what you are. You see, now mentally yourself, you are not prepared to accept the fact that you are overindulging in that. Your system just wants that thing. You understand? Yeah.
So, at what point did you know that you are actually an alcoholic? Because I assume that you actually enjoyed it, right?
I would say so in that moment.
In that moment, it was something that you wanted to do and wanted to engage in. So, at what point did you get then you realized actually addicted? I'm an alcoholic. What I'm doing is wrong. It's bad.
You know, when it comes to like when you wake up, that's what you want. Before you go to sleep, before you do anything while during the day, all you need is um, alcohol. Let me use that. So you are trying to satisfy a need in your body which is not which does not have limit. So you find yourself you are just into it. Okay. So yeah, something like that.
Are there any techniques that you did, you engaged yourself in to get out of that?
I would say I had several occasions whereby let me say like I had an interview, but I went to the interview smelling alcohol. You see, the moment you just enter and then you are told, you know what, we can't have it, we can't have you because we think like you see, you're just coming for an interview and you are like that. You have a meeting, a business meeting, but before you get there, you want to you have to go through or get something you see ya kunichangamusha unaona
Yeah.
prepare morale. So you see you come to realize that you are dependent now. You can't do anything out with just clear head, or you can't make a decision when your head is just clear. So when I realized that, then I saw like I am I am going to now the deep end of this thing. And if I don't try to get out myself right now, I might not be able to come out. Yeah.
You talked about dependency. So since addiction leans more on dependency, you become dependent on something. Could be alcohol, could be pornography to escape. So, what are some of the things you think people could do? Other forms of dependency, not dependency, but what other things can people do to make it to reduce this dependency on this negative addiction that they have?
I think the first thing you have to do is to just realize that whatever you are doing, um, it is not, it is affecting your well-being. It is affecting your decision making. It is affecting your mental health. You see, mental health and addiction, they go hand in hand. Okay? So when you're addicted to something, it affects all your mental health because making decisions, yeah, how you are going to deal with people around you, psychological, you understand, socially. So addiction and mental health go hand in hand. So when you realize and accept, see,
It's not
we,
just about realizing.
no, you need to realize and accept, and then you take the action, which is to change, to turn around. Yeah.
I feel like most people actually realize that they know that they're addicted because you're the one who, when do you get your feeling, yeah, I want, when do unahitaji. So I think in your head, unajua that I am dependent on this thing. But I feel like the hard part is the acceptance part.
The acceptance part is the hardest part. You're right because it's not easy. It's like this. It's like when you make a mistake. You know you made a mistake,
Yeah.
but then when you are confronted to just you try to justify. The moment you start to justify or yourself, it's also a mistake. So you are not trying to look for a solution. You are just aggravating it. But the moment you accept and realize, you are like, okay, I think I made a mistake here. Uh, I can correct. Then you take the action. I think that's the best way to deal with, even with the addictions. The moment you accept, then you accept, yes, I am in this problem, and I need to change. The change might not be like instant. For you to get addicted, it takes time for you to get to that point. So you just can't say like, I need to change today and I'm changing now. So after accepting, you need to come up with a way or a plan on what you're going to do about it. Yeah.
What would you advise people struggling with acceptance?
I think accepting that you are a problem, it's tough. It's it's the toughest part.
Yeah.
But if you focus on your well-being mentally, physically, I think it's the best part to do is to accept and say, okay, I've had people say, sometimes, let me say this. Sometimes you are like, okay, I can take this much. And people say, oh, Isaac can take this much and he won't fall. So you feel like you are that strong, right?
Yeah.
In that moment. But you don't realize where you are heading. You just focus on that. But look at it. Where am I heading? Yeah? Overindulgence is going to affect your physical being and your mental well-being. So the moment you accept, that's the hardest part to accept. To say, yes, it is true. I have this problem and I want to work on it. So for those who are struggling with acceptance, just take a moment, take time, think about. You can go through the decisions you've made when your head is free, and the decision you've made when you are indulged or you are in that situation. Okay, you will find they vary. Okay, so you will see that you make more thought out decisions when your head and your mind is clear.
Sober.
Yeah, and sober. Yeah.
So, do you feel like there are ways that the society at large, family and friends can engage in to make addicts or to make their path to sobriety easier?
Yes, family, society, they can help you, which is true because we live in a society and we come from a family. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the people we are dealing with on a daily basis. Okay. You deal with your family members daily. You have neighbors. You have
Friends.
friends. You have colleagues at work. So you see, you can't live in isolation. You have people around you. So they contribute so much. That if you have someone in the family you can talk to, just sit down and or someone who can just tell you, like, you see, you are you are deviating from the road. Okay. Or a friend, yeah, or a colleague at work, they will help you. The only problem we've had in most cases is that sometimes uh, people, if you have been doing something for so long, people get used to you being like so they might not offer you the help needed. Yeah, they just assume huyo anakuanga hivyo, hawezi saidika. Yeah.
So talking about society, we live in times where utaamka leo usikie a new quiver imefunguliwa somewhere along Thika Road. Kesho another one nini. I feel like people, especially business people, the liquor business is really booming, and a lot of people want to invest in liquor stores.
That's
So, how
true.
do you think that has affected mental health in general?
Um, I would say, okay, I like using my own example. There was a time I was doing so much club hopping. Okay, you were in Thika, but you want to go to Rongai the same night. You want to go to somewhere else.
To
So
Alaska.
yes, so you are like the whole night you are just moving around. You are moving around. You are not sober. You are just moving around by the thrill of the moment. Okay, you are not thinking about uh, uh, um, how it's going to affect the people around you, your family members, how it's going to affect your production if when it comes to work. Okay, but everyone is trying to enter into that entertainment industry because you know everyone is looking for something to make them forget about something. Okay, so you're like, if you go there, oh, there's this, but eventually they're just the same thing. What are you going to do? Yeah, and for your own safety, for your own health, mentally and even physically, it is too tiring. You can say going out is not a problem in itself. It's not a sin in itself. Of course, you need to have some good time together with friends or somewhere you feel happy. Okay, but can it have some limit? Yeah.
Are there any tools you recommend for someone who's trying to get sober?
I would say, first of all, it is a personal decision. It is a personal decision as an individual. You have to sit down and realize where you are or what you are doing, so that you can just come back and then say, okay, now I am deviating. I want to get back to the right path. Then what should I do? Can I approach a friend? Can I talk to a counselor? Can I talk to just someone first who can help you just to come out of that? Talk about it, yeah? Then try to have some plan. Say, I've been taking too much. Now I want to say, for the next few days, I was taking this full. I want to take the quarter one. Yeah? But my target eventually is I want to reduce it totally.
Yeah.
Okay, to the bare minimum. Yeah. So it's an individual, personal decision, but we have friends, we have family members who care about us. Can you take time, talk to them, do even your own research? We have access to materials online. You can do that. Yeah.
There are people who actually are successful in the sobriety journey, but then they get to a point where they find themselves back to where they were before.
They
So
backslide.
yeah, they backslide.
Uh-huh.
So what would you tell such kind of a person?
I don't think I can have a better advice, but I have a viewpoint or a viewpoint. Okay. Um, it's like sometimes people, but because of their own personal reasons, they decide I don't want to drink. I've had friends who done that before. School, yeah, and they don't drink even for 1 or 2 years. Okay, they just cut it. Yeah, but eventually when they get back, they just get back to the tip ends, kichwa na miguu ndani, unasikia?
Yeah.
But it's because they did not go through a process, yeah, whereby you are like, okay, I am working on reducing, yeah, But my target is by the time I'm giving myself, say, 6 months, I'm giving myself, say, 3 months or to do this. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go through the process gradually. Yeah. You don't just cut it off. By the time, if it's gradual, you come to a point whereby you feel like right now, I think I am in control of this. I can take care of myself. I can decide to stop it, yeah, or I can be doing on a minimal basis. Yeah.
So there you have it, guys. So addiction is basically not a jail term, right?
No, it's not.
And it's okay to quit, become sober, and backslide due to lack of a better word.
We are imperfect, of course. You
Yeah,
see,
no
we
one is
fall most of the
perfect.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, once you realize you're there, don't stay there.
No.
Yeah, you should put in work to make yourself better
Yeah.
and be better every day.
That's it.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, this is Mind Hub on SyokimauFM.Africa. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend.
Thank you. See you next time.